Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best and most memorable movies that feature nuclear bombs in their plot. Number 10. Black Rain. After arresting a Yakuza member, NYPD detective Nick Conklin must take the man back to Japan.
Take him out of here. Get him out!
This starts a tale of intrigue that isn't an obvious choice for this list. Conklin then finds himself interacting with the Japanese underworld, eventually dealing with the counterfeiter Sugai.
You want the plate? You get me close to him.
You have no part in this. I promised the other Oyabuns there would be peace.
They don't have to know.
The latter character details that he survived Hiroshima, and his entire operation is his way of fighting back against America. With this richly textured backstory, Black Rain takes on more meaning than the average thriller with cool action. While not everyone remembers the Ridley Scott film, it features these kinds of elements that add to its atmospheric noir story.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Number 9. The Sum of All Fears.
Let's go!
It might not be the most remembered Jack Ryan movie, but The Sum of All Fears features an underrated plot. Neo-Nazis try to play Russia and the U.S. against each other with a nuclear bomb.
MCC, this is Lassiter. The strike order has been confirmed. Start the sequence.
We've got activity on the hotline.
They've had their chance.
No, somebody's talking to the Kremlin.
In a heart-pounding scene, the president is evacuated from a football game shortly before detonation. Ben Affleck's CIA analyst steps in to solve the mystery in an effective thriller. Ryan helps discover the origins of the device, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats throughout.
I just need to get this information sent, please.
Not without authorization, you don't. Get him out of here.
What? Wait a minute! General, the president is basing his decisions on some really bad information right now.
The movie grips you with its initial premise, and even has the guts to blow up a nuclear bomb without having the hero defuse it. It might not be totally groundbreaking, but this 2002 film packs more punches than you might have guessed. Number 8. The Spy Who Loved Me. Even with their outlandish plots, many James Bond adventures still deal with some real-world issues, like the Cold War.
Don't you miss the outside world?
For me, this is all the world.
The Spy Who Loved Me features a villain out to steal submarines, start a nuclear war, and turn the world into his own aquatic paradise.
They have already been given their targets. At 12 noon, they will have reached firing positions. Within minutes, New York and Moscow will cease to exist.
It's somehow even more outrageous than it sounds.
Observe, Mr. Bond.
Thankfully, 007 is there to save the day in one of Roger Moore's best entries. Carl Stromberg's megalomaniacal plan plays out like a heightened version of the usual evil plot. It might not be the most realistic movie of its kind, but this film certainly gives the audience entertaining set pieces set around a nuclear threat.
You did want me to drop in.
Number 7. Crimson Tide.
Allied military forces are in a state of high alert.
Tony Scott's film isn't just a perfect showcase for two great actors. It's also an engaging thriller about difficult choices, with a nuclear submarine debating whether or not to fire their missiles.
In the nuclear world, the true enemy is war itself.
The executive officer fights with the captain after receiving a message to launch and then loses the radio before hearing a follow-up order.
Soup, he's coming around. Con, sonar, the Akula's turning towards sir. Con, sonar, torpedo on the water bearing 241. Con, sonar, second torpedo on the water bearing 242.
All ahead flank, right full run.
Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman square off in this intense drama, creating two strong arguments over how to proceed. The fate of the world rests in their hands as the crew comes to blows.
You got 3 minutes.
Before it's all over, this chilling tale will have you sweating over how close they come to making a mistake.
God help you if you're wrong. If I'm wrong, then we're at war. God help us all.
Number 6. Threads.
The Soviet foreign minister has defended the incursions and has accused the United States of deliberately prompting last week's coup in Iran.
Created for television, Threads is a haunting experience from start to finish.
Britain has emergency plans for war. If central government should ever fail, power can be transferred instead to a system of local officials dispersed across the country.
The docudrama approaches the threat of an apocalypse with shocking believability. Ordinary British citizens go about their lives, while foreign powers escalate their aggressive tactics, even as preparations for a doomsday scenario are put through. The resulting blast renders society almost uninhabitable. The scenes depicting the initial blast are disturbing enough, but there's also the grim aftermath that reveals what happens to the survivors. It's one of the most blunt statements against nuclear proliferation ever created. Large sections of this movie could be considered a horror film, revealing the long-term effects of nuclear weapons and radiation.
All able-bodied citizens, men, women, and children should report for reconstruction duties commencing 0800 hours tomorrow morning.
Number 5. Mission Impossible Fallout.
This is a beryllium rod, which is causing a reaction with the plutonium inside the core.
As the 6th entry in a long-running series, Mission Impossible Fallout gives viewers the kind of entertainment they've come to expect. It also features a plot about 3 plutonium cores that could fall into the wrong hands. Naturally, Ethan Hunt and his IMF team are out to stop the bad guys.
What are you waiting for? I'm jumping out a window! What do you mean you're jumping out of a... Oh, sorry, I had it in 2D.
The story includes all the intrigue of a spy movie with more than a few surprising twists. It also lets Tom Cruise do more than a couple of incredible stunts.
Why won't you just die?
Both skydiving and piloting a helicopter himself. Hunt's quest to find the cores includes serious questions about nuclear capabilities. With so much at stake, this movie gives you a thrill ride that'll have you buzzing long after the final scene.
3, 2, 1, now!
Number 4. Failsafe. While it might have been overshadowed by Dr. Strangelove, this film is another standout nuclear story from 1964.
Ready for approach and penetration order, sir.
The plot might be close to the Stanley Kubrick project, but this movie is much more serious. A computer error sends U.S. officials into a panic when bombers accidentally head for Moscow.
One of our Vindicator groups got a wrong signal, took off to bomb Moscow. We've got to stop it. Easier said than done. But we've got a little time, not much, but a little, so relax.
Failsafe depicts the president and others scrambling to stop the attack, with everyone rallying together to prevent nuclear war. Henry Fonda brilliantly plays an American commander-in-chief who's torn between impossible decisions.
We have to break it down now. We can't afford not to trust each other.
In the dramatic ending, this story gives viewers a glimpse at the terrifying implications of using these kinds of weapons.
Today we had a taste of the future. Do we learn from it or do we go on the way we have? What do we do, Mr. Chairman? What do we say to the dead?
Number 3. The Day After.
The President tonight declared all United States military personnel on worldwide Stage 2 alert.
When The Day After aired on U.S. television in 1983, it was considered to be a huge event.
Wait, that's mine. Get out of my way. I was here first. Just get the can.
The movie gave a bleak look at what could have happened if the Cold War became hot. Families, students, and medical staff all try to deal with nuclear bombs dropping in Kansas. The survivors struggle against radiation poisoning, limited food, and each other. Making you consider how you might react to the same event, it puts you right in the middle of the horrific tragedy.
Jolene.
Many original viewers likely never saw nuclear weapons the same way again.
My fellow Americans, while the extent of damage to our country is still uncertain, and shall probably remain so for some time.
Number 2, Oppenheimer. With director Christopher Nolan at the top of his game, Oppenheimer is a historical epic with no expense spared. He brings together a monumental cast to tell the story of the title physicist and his role in the Manhattan Project. Cillian Murphy gives a nuanced and detailed performance as the father of the atomic bomb.
I'm a New Deal Democrat.
I said suspected. Unstable, theatrical, egotistical, neurotic.
Nothing good? No, not even he's brilliant, but...
Well, brilliance is taken for granted in your circle, so no.
While taking a look at the build-up to the Trinity test, Nolan also shows the man's personal and professional setbacks after World War II.
There's no proof there was a spy at Los Alamos.
Robert.
The filmmaker delves deeply into the scientific and political importance of such an important event. This project will likely remain the definitive take on the story, while films like Fat Man and Little Boy have tackled similar topics before.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into Settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1, Dr. Strangelove.
Looks like we're in a shooting war.
Directed by Stanley Kubrick, this Cold War satire follows what happens when a crazy general tries to launch an attack on Russia.
And when they realize there is no possibility of recalling the wing, there will be only one course of action open. Total commitment.
His insane and darkly funny reasoning sends the U.S. government into a frenzy.
Listen, Chuck, don't forget to say your prayers.
While trying to avoid a nuclear war, President Muffley and his advisors come to realize the potential for global annihilation. Peter Sellers leads this impressive cast in 3 separate roles that help sell the absurd plot. Even with all the jokes, Dr. Strangelove still presents a possible scenario for mutually assured destruction.
It is not only possible, it is essential. That is the whole idea of this machine, you know. Deterrence is the art of producing in the mind of the enemy the fear to attack.
There's also the iconic climax that features Slim Pickens' character riding a bomb like a rodeo bull. Did we forget another great film featuring a nuclear bomb? Let us know in the comments below.
Mission accomplished!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.